Hello my darlings, hope you're all doing well. Blush Lily here. Welcome to today's wax reading where we're going to be taking a look at what's coming up in the immediate future. So any time period up to 2 to 3 weeks. This is a timeless reading. Whenever it finds you, that's the exact right time. Now then, let's go ahead and do a little bit of an energy check-in so you guys can make sure that this wax reading is meant for you. Alright, so a lot of earth energy is coming through this particular time. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be any of those signs, but what they're showing me is that at this particular moment, you're preoccupied with things that have to do with money, with your career, preoccupied with getting a lot of things out of the way. Yeah, they're literally showing me the key over here. For some of you, you're thinking about relocation. You're thinking about renting a particular place, looking for a new place. For some of you, you might be like in the process of changing the locks. Yeah. And for quite a few of you, what I'm seeing is that you have to multitask. So you might be working on multiple projects. You might be surveying a lot of things that have to do, like I said, with properties and things like this. Strong attention is being drawn to the star. Yeah, so this could be that you're very interested in astrology. Yeah, you might be listening to horoscopes, taroscopes, and another thing that's coming through is that star has a significant meaning for you. You might even have a little tattoo of the star, or wanted to get a little tattoo of the star. Maybe not a little tattoo. And as you're listening to this reading, you might be wearing something green, or you're drawn to something green. Okay, let me see what else comes through. Even the ladybug is green over here. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of ladybugs lately. Fire energy, okay. Now we're getting Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It kind of feels like you're drawn to candles, I'm guessing. That could be one of the reasons why you're here as well. Yeah, the candle magic, the wax readings. But there's something about fire at this time where you get some sort of energy, you get some sort of information. You might be meditating on fire, on candles. And what I'm seeing over here is that you guys are very passionate. You might not be this particular time, but in general, they're telling me with the right person, you can be very, very passionate, right? Also something about things that are happening to you at this time. They're telling me you might be sometimes a little bit too aggressive. Yeah, you're like, okay, that doesn't feel like me. But lately, you're just maybe getting a little bit too aggressive, getting a little bit too defensive. Only because you're tired. And it's like something along the lines of, you have a lot of things to do and somebody comes in and adds and adds and adds to it. And you're like, oh my God, you're pissing me off. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Yeah. And kind of reminds me of that energy, when you've done all the dishes, you've been washing the dishes for such a long time. And then somebody comes in and puts another dirty dish. And you're just like, I just washed the sink, damn it. So it's something along those lines. Yeah. Now let's see what else comes through. Okay, I want to say toxic environment that doesn't necessarily suit you. Because with the Black Moon and the Coven, you see the Coven is a great card on its own, but when it comes through with the Black Moon, there are environments where you can literally thrive in, and then there are environments that are acting as, I want to say, the energy of like things being toxic, things being poisoned, things where the way that you look on life, the way that you look on yourself is like as if through a broken mirror. And for quite a few of you, it also has to do with love. Some of you over here, you might be on dating websites and you're losing your hope. You're never finding love again. Yeah, and I'm also seeing a lot of chakra work that's being done. So you might have a chakra bracelet. You might be doing some sort of meditation on the chakra, especially the first 2 chakras. Yeah, that have to do with stability, that have to do with pleasure. And you're kind of seeing that this environment or this place doesn't resonate with you, but they're saying that you're not seeing how much it's not resonating with you and what you could have been doing, what you could have been achieving if you were in a slightly different environment. Okay, if that sounds like you, my darlings, keep on watching. Because now we're going to channel the magic of the candle wax and see your immediate future up to 3 weeks. Let's go ahead. Try and think of absolutely nothing. Some of you might be working with lavender as well, having bought something that has to do with lavender. Okay, let me see. So quite a few of you, they're telling me that you've been meditating on your inner goddess. Quite interesting, because they're showing me the moon phases, the moon cycles. Let me see what's coming through here. Interesting, straight away they're showing me the heart. Yeah, matters of the heart. So what's coming through in the matters of the heart? They're telling me you're focusing on the material, but the heart comes through. Matters of the heart. You know, I'm seeing some sort of confession. Confession, clarity, a proposition. And like I said, if you're single, it kind of feels that you might be meeting on that somebody special on that dating website that brings back hope. Brings back hope. And there's some sort of confession. Confession, compliments. Good words. And they're telling me, yeah, they're kind of giving me this outline of a ghost. So for quite a few of you, this is going to be a confession from the person you didn't realize had feelings for you, or maybe you weren't sure. For others of you, it's like this person whom you're yet to meet. They're telling me that you're taken aback because the confession is going to be very powerful. Very, very powerful. Now, there's also going to be a strong desire, guys, for you to change something about the way that you look. They're telling me either changing your hairstyle. Maybe you already have an appointment and you kind of have like some sort of reference, but they're telling me that it's going to be something different, that you will want to try something different, yeah? Like you might go in thinking that you want a bob cut, yeah, and they're saying that you'll be like, oh, let's just do bangs and let's, you know, let's choose like this particular color. There's this desire for renewal that's coming through. And they're telling me you're going to go with it. Wanting to make changes to your surroundings, to your environment. They're telling me changes in presentation. In the way that you present yourself, in the way that you see that your environment. Maybe getting different jewelry, different sort of jewelry, trying out something different. You guys are so well put together, they're telling me. So well put together. You have so many things to juggle, and they're telling me that you're going to continue holding everything together. Beautiful. Even if right now you think like, things are going to fall apart, they're saying no. You're holding yourselves together over here. Very, very nicely. Finding a balance, okay. But they keep showing me images of you like shopping, images of you looking at yourself, kind of re-examining yourself, rediscovering yourself. This is so interesting. With a new look, with a new style. Show me what else comes through. Feels like you guys are going to get some sort of crystal. Could be an amethyst crystal. But there's some sort of stone or bracelet or something that you're getting that amplifies your energies. Because through that change, you will feel different connections to the divine. I'm going to explain what I mean. It's changes, I want to say, in your spiritual team, in your connection to your spiritual team. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit abandoned lately, or unheard, or maybe you've been feeling like the connection wasn't as good as you wanted it to be. The signs weren't coming through, maybe like you weren't getting the answers that you were looking for. They're telling me that you're kind of getting a new spiritual team. Yeah, renewed spiritual team, because you're going into the new chapter of your life. The interesting thing is what's coming through. Even though I told you guys that you're going to keep on holding everything together, I don't really like the way that the wax is starting to sink. It's starting to sink. And they're telling me that what's going to happen within the next 2 to 3 weeks is that you guys are going to be, I want to say, almost forced by your new spiritual team to let go of what is weighing you down. You have very strong difficulty delegating things, even the smallest of things. Trying to control everything. They're telling me that you're going to be forced, like literally forced, because you're not going to be willingly letting go of that control. And that's okay, that's understandable. But for sure they're telling me, that they're going to give you someone, like in your face. They keep on saying like it's going to be in your face. This person is going to come in your face and saying, let me help you. Yeah, there we go. Let me help you. Let me carry your grocery bags. Let me help you with the project. Let me give you a good contact of somebody who can help you with redecorating your home. Let me help you with somebody who can, take on your shift if you need to go somewhere. You know what I mean? And it's going to be so much like, just do it, just do it. And your spiritual team is going to be pushing you more towards it. Because maybe, you guys have been trying to do your hair for quite some time and you were just so busy, you didn't have the time. Yeah? Because here they're telling me that when it comes to your immediate future, it's about you doing things that might not sound productive, but that are good for the soul. You're being retaught, or you're being taught at this particular moment to learn how to take care of yourself without constantly asking the question, how am I being productive? How am I moving towards my goals? How? Guys, they're telling me, next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, you're going to realize there's more to life than just being productive and moving towards your goal. It's kind of like you don't think joy is productive. Yeah? But it is. And you're going to realize, they're saying that you're going to realize how good it feels to invest in yourself. In just you being joyful. Even if it doesn't bring you money, even if it doesn't solve any of your issues, current issues, but it's bringing you joy. It's bringing you joy. Now, another thing that I'm seeing over here, everything is so nice and tidy. Oh my God, guys. Let's get back to that confession. Because here, what I'm seeing, okay, I know this is YouTube, I know I'm supposed to keep it PG, so I'm going to say it in the most polite way. But you're getting down with someone. Oh, yes, baby. All right, my darlings, honestly, I'm seeing physical intimacy over here, yeah? For quite a few of you, you might not see this coming, but honestly, even if it doesn't get to the actual, physical intimacy, we could be talking about kissing, we could be talking about, what was that? First base, second base, you know what I mean, but there's some sort of hot energy that's coming through, because they're telling me for some of you might be wearing a push-up bra, for my ladies, yeah? But they're showing me, that desire to change something when it comes to your appearance. it kind of could be because of that, particular person that you're going to be going on a date with, or, you want to impress. But for some of you, literally, I'm seeing like, going lingerie shopping, yeah, and letting your wild side out. Because I'm seeing that, honestly, my darlings, there's this energy of a date. There's this energy of a date with continuation, quite possibly. Yeah, getting ready. Loving this. And now they're showing me a hedgehog. They're like blush lily. Blush lily, that doesn't sound like me. Okay, darlings, if it doesn't sound like you, it doesn't sound like you. But sometimes we can surprise ourselves. Anyways, the hedgehog energy over here, this is where they're telling me that you might be prickly, yeah, with some people. And it's not necessarily with the person that I'm describing at this particular moment. It feels like they're telling me within the next couple of weeks, you have to protect your boundaries extra hard. Extra hard. With quite a few people, because I was talking about that toxic environment. And it's kind of like you forgot that you can go into this hedgehog energy, yeah? And they're telling me that people will see the spikes that you have. People will hear you roar. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself over here. Because once more, they keep on saying it's all about your expansion. There's loads of expansion that's coming through change, through certain conflict, through you eliminating conflict with yourself as well. This is very, very interesting, guys. You finally accept there's some sort of healing that's happening as we speak. And they're telling me, in your immediate future, you're resolving the most important conflict with yourself. Who you are, how you should behave. It's like a breakthrough that's definitely coming through over here. And it's all about expansion. Now, if you are somebody who has a strong social media presence, or you would like to have a social media presence, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, my darlings, I'm seeing significant growth. Significant growth. Some sort of breakthrough. You're being noticed over here. And once more, they're saying that this is might tempt you to change, to experiment. But I will tell you this, my darlings, you're very hard to read. As a person, you're very hard to read. And this could be like a coping mechanism that you have, that you tend not to get too emotional. You are afraid of oversharing. Maybe some of you don't even drink at all because you know yourselves. You get a couple of glasses in and you start oversharing, and then you feel bad about it. You're like, oh my God, I said too much. I've said too much. Now, there's going to be a very specific message, guys, for some of you. There's something about getting a cat or a dog over here, or interacting for quite some time with some sort of pet, some sort of animal. Maybe somebody will ask you to sit with their pet, yeah? Or you're just going to go with somebody, for a walk who has a pet. And it's interesting that they're pointing this out, because there's something about needing to remember what unconditional love is. Right. Now, for some of you, what I'm seeing is loads and loads and loads of planning, especially for those of you, my darlings, who might be in event planning. Because for some of you, literally, I'm seeing that you guys may be planning your engagement. And this is so funny, because the reason why I'm saying it, you guys might be single and you might be looking at a lot of images when it comes to weddings, engagement parties. Like, you're going to really go into that energy of planning. Yeah. For some of you, you already are engaged and you're going to have a lot on your plate. So maybe I was getting some sort of bridezilla energy at the beginning. Now, if you're house searching, house hunting, they're telling me you're expanding the area of search. Maybe you didn't want to do it, but they're telling me you're expanding the area of search. And there's something very important over here, guys. They're telling me that within this time period, there's going to be an instance or a couple of instances where you're going to act as a little bit of a guardian angel / protector to somebody who is very young and very vulnerable. They're showing me like a kid over here or somebody with an energy of a kid that's crying, yeah? That feels very misunderstood, that feels like, oh my God, it's like the end of the world, somebody upset them. And you are going to honestly help whoever that is. You're going to be, there's some people that we remember years after we met them because they made such an impact. Well, within this time period, guys, you're making an impact on somebody who's very fragile, who's very vulnerable. And they're showing me that you're sitting down and you're having a conversation with this person. And you bring them back to believing. I always say, sometimes, guys, we underestimate the power of a smile, the power of a kind word. And within this time frame, my darlings, you are going to be somebody so significant in somebody's life, even if you don't know them well, even if you're going to only see them once in your life. But just know and remember this, that you can make such a huge difference in someone's life. And within this time period, this is what they're showing me, that you're going to make a huge difference. And you're also going to heal an aspect of yourself that never got that conversation that you're going to give to this person. They're telling me because of you, this person will be able to love again. This person will be able to love again. And they're telling me, this person might, it could also be about love. Give me a second. Like, somebody who has broken up or somebody who's being misunderstood. It's kind of like you're replacing Cupid, yeah? Cupid is on holiday and you guys come through and you kind of bring somebody together over here. Being a matchmaker. Okay, this is interesting. And they're saying, remember how valuable you are. Remember how important you are to the world. Now, another thing that's coming through over here, darling, this kind of gives me the energy of the fish, but it's a big fat fish, yeah? So this talks about being able to earn more money and get the money that you gave to somebody a while back. Maybe you forgot about it. Yeah, if it's your birthday, we're talking about some sort of reward, some sort of gift that's very valuable. That's coming through over here for sure. I don't know why my voice went so high for whatever reason. Maybe you're going to be interacting with somebody who has a very high voice. Let me see what else comes through. I'm literally seeing, like, guys, honestly, I try not to sound dirty in these readings, but it is what it is. But literally, they're showing me this really nice bum that's coming through. So somebody might be giving you compliments on your appearance, on your behind. Yeah, you might be seeing if you've been training, if you've been trying to get a particular shape, a particular size, you're going to see results, like, there's some sort of breakthrough. But for some reason, especially for my girlies, they're showing me looking good, in a bathing suit, in lingerie, yeah, maybe going swimming somewhere, going to the swimming pool or to the sea, to the ocean, wherever you might find yourself. But there's something about, you being very seductive, you being very attractive, and for my gentlemen as well, looking good in those chunks. What you gonna do with all that junk? Okay, let me see what else comes through. Overall, they're just showing me that, you kind of, look at that. There's literally somebody saying, hey, hi, interacting with people. Overall, they're just kind of saying that, you're getting out of this energy of constantly doing something, of having to deal with something, of having to solve issues, more into the fun energy. Maybe some of you, you're like, well, Blush Lily, that sounds like me because I'm going on a holiday, next Friday. And I'll be telling you, yeah, well done, enjoy. Because it's something more fun, like, maybe playing beach volleyball, maybe playing tennis, playing badminton, playing something, and kind of communicating with people in such a beautiful, light-hearted way. Because there's a part of you that really wants to have fun, a part of you that really wants to come out. Now, for some of you, there's going to be a surprise. Your old friend that might be living abroad might be like calling you or texting you saying, hey, who's gonna be down? Who's gonna be down where you are? Let me see. Yeah? They're saying, get ready, we're going out. The whole period, they're saying, is just to remind you that life can be different, and it's not always about overcoming trouble. It's not always, about struggling. Kind of your spiritual team, like I said, with the changes, they want to show you a different lifestyle dynamic. And another thing that I see very clearly over here, my darlings, is that you tend to be the sort of person that you can fully only relax when you feel like you've done everything. But you never can get to the point where you've done everything. There's always something to do. So you keep postponing having fun. You keep postponing living your life or admitting that you're living your life until you get to a certain point, yeah? Of having everything done and having everything sorted out. They're telling me that during this time you're going to see life a little bit differently. That there's always going to be something that needs to be done. Always going to be some sort of issue that surfaces or resurfaces. But it shouldn't take you away from you creating beautiful memories, from you doing what you love, from you having fun. For some of you, I'm seeing a trip to the dentist. Yes, my darlings, go, absolutely. You'll be tempted not to go. They're telling me go. Go and check it out. Going to the dentist. It's not going to be as bad as you think. Nobody likes going to the dentist, guys. Nobody. They keep on showing me flowers. This is interesting. Something blooming. Something blooming, something that's coming through over here. Now then, let me see what else comes through. I'm seeing that there's some sort of good news when it comes to documents. They're telling me, yes, it's been approved. Because I'm seeing that you're hugging someone. Maybe somebody you're not supposed to hug. But because you're so happy over here, you're giving them a hug. You're like, I don't care, coming in for a hug, brace yourself. Yeah, that's something that you've been waiting for a very long time. It finally gets resolved. And the answer is yes. Like, you are victorious, you're getting the approval. Alright, my darlings, I think this is where I'm going to end your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. Let me know down in the comments below. If you're up for a personal read, all you have to do is send me an email. The email is in the description box below the comments. And do check my Patreon page out as well. Alright guys, take care now. Bye.